So we're now midway through August and that sun is still blazing down. It's been very hot all week long and it's not showing any signs of stopping just yet. We're desperate for a bit of rain as plants are drying out very quickly and so is the grass on this park. At some point it's got to break, but as long as we keep on top of that watering we should be alright. I did mention on a previous video that we was going to harvest something that we've not harvested as yet this year, and I think you'll remember what that is. Potatoes. This plant has now completely died back. In fact, it's crispy, but I'm not surprised with this heat. So it's not going to grow any more now. Anything in the bottom of this tub is not going to grow any bigger either, so we might as well tip one out and see what we got, because that is a supermarket bought potato, not a seed potato. So we're not even sure what variety it is, but I guess we're going to find out very soon. I have got two more plants over there. One is starting to die back now and the other still looks quite healthy, so those two will be for a later date. So I'm going to grab a tarp so I can tip all this onto grass without causing a big mess, and then fingers crossed we'll get a result. Well, that's my tarp down, so now we can just cut the tops off these and tip it. So, here goes nothing. I can see we have got potatoes. This is quite wet, but we have been doing a lot of watering. I'm just going to take away this top section. You don't usually get any potatoes down there. Let's take one of these out. That's a nice looking potato to start us off. And it looks like we've got quite a few more as well. People do say that you won't be able to grow potatoes from a shop bought potato, as in a supermarket one, but I think we've proved that wrong today. What else have we got? Couple more there, and we've got some little tiny ones, but they're really nice little salad potatoes, those. Look, another great size one. That is what's left of that potato we put in there, and yet another one. So quite pleased with results of this. I think that might be it all. Don't see anything else in there. So we'll get rid of this compost. I'm not going to use this compost again for another planting. I'll use fresh next time. Definitely no more in there. So what I'm going to do is give those away and see what we got. I'm going to pop them into this net so we can weigh them. I'm even putting them tiny little ones in as well. It's a drawstring this, so it makes it easier for weighing. They're the scales that I'm going to be using for this. You can get them off eBay for just a few pounds, so worth investing in if you want to weigh your potato harvests. I'm going to reset that back to naught and double check this weight. Let's see what we get. So after waiting for that to settle, we got 2.1 pounds of potatoes, and I think that is a pretty good result. So happy days for his first potato reveal. That is not bad out of a quite small container, and they're also not a bad size, and if you noticed, none of them were damaged. So at some point later on we'll get round to those other two containers and let's see if next time we can beat 2.1 pounds. I think it's safe to say that they was not main crops. They weren't big enough, probably second earlies. And another little tip for you is when you get round to harvesting your main crop potatoes, just before you do that, a week to 2 weeks, cut the tops off those plants as they're starting to die back and stop watering them. And if you do that, the skins will toughen up that little bit more, and because of that they'll store for a lot longer. Definitely worth knowing if you've got a lot of containers of potatoes to empty. So just before I go, I'll show you a couple more things that's happening in this container garden. I've got rid of those French bean plants. They were past the best. We've had quite a few of them, but they didn't seem like they were going to produce any more, so we've took them away. That's the 2 other potato plants that we'll be sorting out very soon. And you can see that that cucumber is desperate for water, and it's only the morning, so we better get that sorted out straight away. And then onto us peppers. If you look at that plant, it's absolutely loaded, and there's one right there that's starting to ripen at last. There's a lot of weight on this plant, as you can see. I think I'm going to have to put a little cane in there to stop it going over. We don't want to break that stem before that fruit's ready. So I just happen to have a cane and push that in right at the bottom, and then we'll tie this plant to it and it won't go over again in future. I did mention on his last video that I thought we were going to start and get some miniature pumpkins from this Jack Bilittle, and as you can see there, we definitely are. And ever hopeful for some decent parsnips as well. That is definitely the biggest flower basket out of the lot. It looks amazing. And we're still getting ripe tomatoes from this sweet and neat plant. We'll take those off very shortly. Just trying to look down here to see how big that parsnip is that we've got. That is already a pretty good size, so I'm looking forward to taking these parsnips out at some point. That is going to be around autumn time, and that shows you just how bad this drought is affecting the grass on this park as well. It's all turning white. So that was just a quick update to show you how a few of the things in this container garden are getting on. Some have finished, some are still trying, but at least we've got a few bits and bobs that are now trying to ripen. Then we can start and get a few harvests of peppers before the cold comes. But looking at this weather, it's not going to be coming anytime soon. Anyway, thanks for being part of the channel, really appreciate it. If you want to see us other potato reveals and see what we get from them, then please hit that subscribe button, press that notifications bell, and I'll see you very soon. Stay hydrated, wear a hat, and keep your eye on those plants. Take care.